tell us, Moose, what happened in that final episode?
You want me to summarize the whole thing? Okay. Well, while you're scratching my memory since we missed last week. Basically, here's what stuck with me. Actually, this is good because if I'm a week after I've seen the episode and if it stuck with me, it was good. If it didn't, then I won't mention it because I forgot about it. My sister says bonjour hi to you, Asparagus.
Hey, bonjour, sister. Bonjour, la sœur. Comment ça va? Ça fait plaisir de vous voir ce soir.
There we go. Let's go. Okay. So,
well, okay, before we go, remember last week we had all this big problem about this explosion that happened in the bar, and both of us were kind of puzzled because we kind of zoned out, right? And I asked you, what the fuck was this explosion about? Yeah. And you had to pick your brain a little and say, I don't know, maybe the Pikes, maybe they blew up the bar.
They did.
And we're both a bit confused. Apparently, it was a big plot point for today, so
I don't know what you're talking about with that.
Well, most of the episode takes place in the exploded bar.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I do know what you're talking about with that then. I thought you meant like someone bigger that I didn't know did it. But yeah, that was definitely the Pikes. But anyways, the season, what I took from it, or not the season, the episode, was started right where we left off kinda, and they were like, damn, they blew up the bar. And this might be out of order, but whatever. They're like, damn, they blew up the bar, okay. Don't worry, I called in backup, says Mando, with Cobb Vanth, or whatever his name is. I don't care for that character that much. Everyone likes it. I don't care for him.
That guy's so charismatic. Look at his airs. This guy looks so great. I don't know.
Yeah, he has good hair.
But you're just jealous.
No, I'm not.
Because he's a good-looking man.
It's just a cocky attitude, but that might be likable with some people. Anyways, they're like, don't worry, Cobb Vanth and his people are on their way, which I actually predicted this was going to happen last week. If I really wanted to, I probably could find where I was like that those people are going to team up with Boba Fett because they're pissed at Cad Bane.
You did say that. Yeah, you did say that. I was not sure. I thought they were doing the opposite and they didn't want anything to do with it. And you said specifically since he shot Cobb Vanth, since he got shot in cold blood, everybody's gonna rally up and just go and help the city. Which you were right. 1 point to you from the start.
Yeah, it was less of me looking at it like Star Wars and more of looking at it like a TV show thing to do. Like, what would a TV show? But Cobb Vanth, Marshal of Freetown. Someone shoots your marshal, they're gonna retaliate. They're not gonna just weaken up and take the bad side. Anyways. They saved that till the end, so everyone could try to forget about it, but I was kind of expecting it this whole time. Anyways, backtrack. Turns out Cobb Vanth is dead. They figure that out by Cad Bane showing up and doing this little stance, little Western style. This is very Western. Last two episodes, very Western style. This whole Tatooine is just cowboys. If you really like Space Cowboy, this is your show. Like, seriously. So I'm pretty sure Cad Bane just like says some stuff.
And then he comes to see Boba and he tells them, by the way, you better go. And he spills the tea. He tells them that his Tusken Raider family were killed by the Pikes, who made it look like it was the biker gang.
Right. Yeah. He tells them the truth, basically. Pisses him off. And Boba Fett's like, oh my God, you need to hold me back because I'm about to lose it. And then Fennec's like, hey, chill, bro, chill. Not right now. And then he's like, okay. He almost lost it.
And then he does the classic stance with his hand on top of the gun.
Yeah, which I like that stance. That's pretty cool. That's like a trademark thing.
But that's from Empire Strikes Back, right?
Yeah. And then I don't remember much what happens in between because it wasn't that memorable. Do you remember what happened?
Yeah, well, first of all, yeah, they have their meeting in the bar. So Mando, Fennec, and Boba, they're in this broken bar, which... For some reason, there were no dead bodies anywhere. I mean, I don't want to see blood and everything, but a bit of realism, I guess.
I never even thought about that. Wow.
By the way, did you think about the, the Cantina band with the Max Rebo, the band that plays? They were in this bar. Are they dead?
Like that blue thing, that blue alien, the elephant.
Yeah.
Thing. I just realized that. You broke my heart just now.
He's called Max Rebo. He's in the other movies, and he was in that bar. In the previous episode,
Yeah.
And in the last episode, they showed the band they showed that the band was there, but they didn't show him.
Oh, really?
So the blue guy, the blue like kind of elephant. So they showed the band without him, and then everything exploded. So I think they said, yeah, we cannot do that to fans. We cannot kill this guy.
Yeah. Why would they? That's such a classic guy, and he's innocent. He's just doing his job. There's no way they'd kill him off. That would have been trash. But anyways.
Well, we don't know. We don't know. They might have. They might not have. So yeah,
Right.
they're talking, as you say, they're talking about getting some backups. Cat Bane comes, try to startle them up a little bit, and they decide that instead of going back to their fortress, they will stand up and they make a stand in the middle of the city. What do you think about that? So they know the Pikes are coming to get them,
Yep.
and they, instead of going in their isolated fortress in the middle of the desert when there's no one around, when they have walls, when they have 2 ships. Remember, in that fortress they have Slave 1 and they have the Naboo Starfighter. So they could just pew, 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 everyone from the sky. They decide to stand in the middle of the city where all the citizens are going to get blasted off by the combat.
See, this is why I like talking about this with you, because you're thinking about it like in a very smart way. I'm not like thinking about, oh, what do they have? How are they screwed? Or how are they like getting out of this? Or what's a better way to do this? I'm just like, okay, this is what's happening. I'm just taking what it is. And you're thinking about what do they actually have, what they could have done. And now that you're bringing it up, I'm just a little salty. I'm a little salty that they're just not being smarter about this. And there's some
Well,
plot
they want
holes.
to. Okay, I think you don't remember this one. Boba says, we're going back to the castle.
Yeah.
And you know who tell them, no, we have to make a stand here with the people.
Oh.
It's the mod
okay.
lady, the mod lady, the girl that I don't know her name, sadly, but like the mods, see the Power Rangers?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And she convinced them. She says, no, you need to stay here. You need to fight for the people here.
By the way, it's not sad that you don't know her name. No one knows her name.
Well, it's not just her. It's all of them. I just want to be clear.
Oh, yeah. I don't even know if they have names, but
It's like 10 of them. And I remember specifically their name is said at least once in the episode.
yeah. And have you seen the memes of that guy doing the pointless spin move?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that was terrible. I wish I could like pull up a clip of that. It's just I've seen so many memes. Basically, if you don't know what I'm talking about, there's the mod people and this dude that has like the eye modification or whatever. He was getting ambushed by someone right next to another person. I don't remember who. But thank you, Dr. Aiko, for the follow. Anyways, he was getting ambushed, and instead of just like raising his gun and shooting, he raises his gun and does a spin move.
Full 360.
Yeah, full 360. And then it's like, don't turn your back to the enemy, but he does, and does 360 and then shoots.
But it's cool.
It's artistic.
It's cool looking.
No, it's stupid. You're just going to get bullied as a TV show. So that's what happened. There's so many memes. If you look it up, you'll find memes for days.
So they make the, in my view, stupid decision to save the people by endangering the people even more by fighting inside the city. Pizza Talks, hello. Thanks for joining us. How are you doing?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess, I don't know. I don't know why they chose to be in the city. I guess they probably had like ideas with the Rancor to jump from building to building. And then they're
well, they didn't think about it when they wrote it. They just said, yeah, you need to stand with the people, Game of Thrones size, but they didn't. They forget about they had a huge fortress. Super. You remember like 3-4 episodes ago when Boba wanted to go inside that fortress, all the planning he had to do because it's a very hard to take fortress. Now he has it, and he doesn't use it when he's getting attacked.
True. I mean, maybe it was more of a symbolism thing. I feel like a lot of this is symbolism. Like Jabba ruled with fear, and I rule with respect. That's like
So I'm gonna
both
respect.
ruling the same thing. So
I'm gonna
really
respect the citizen by getting their city blown to shit.
Yeah, and just blowing, like taking a Rancor to their city.
Yeah, well, we're
To
gonna
destroy every piece of infrastructure they have that's already made out of sand.
Yeah.
So,
This is gonna come back.
Rant.
By the way, I think we forgot to say this, and it's probably a bit too late. But guys, it's written on the top left of my screen. This will be full of spoilers. Well, it's already been full of spoilers. But yeah, that's the season finale. So if you have not seen the episode and you want to watch it, I'm just gonna say that right now. Why would you? But that's would not color my view. If you want to watch it, maybe you might want to not listen to this. Just mute the tab and let the stream go.
Yeah, I literally had someone tell me, like one of my friends, he was like, I was like, have you seen the season of Boba Fett? And he was like, oh, I haven't watched it yet. And I was like, oh, well, you can actually just watch the last 3 episodes and be fine.
Exactly.
So,
Echo says, I'm not a Star Wars guy, never seen it.
Just watch the last 3 episodes if you want to get into it, if you do. But if you actually want to do Star Wars, go watch a movie. Like,
yeah, I mean, these 3 episodes were made specifically for Star Wars fans. So if you don't really know Star Wars, you're gonna see who's that guy with the green sword. Why is he important? Why are we focusing on this random guy right now?
What scares me though, like seriously, what scares me with this whole season of Boba Fett, it gets so much hate, which it deserves a lot of it. Maybe not hate, maybe more like dislike, but
hate.
It gets so much hate.
Fear.
I'm afraid it's gonna
hate leads to.
Yeah, and it's proven to be bad, but I'm afraid that it's gonna scare off everyone from liking Star Wars that A, want to get into it, or B, have liked it already, and they're just like, okay, Disney ruined Star Wars, which I don't think.
The prequels did that already, so the sequels did that already.
Yeah,
that's a discussion for another day.
People were saying Star Wars was ruined by the prequels, but I think the prequels were the best Star Wars movies.
Yep.
And so there you go. I don't think Disney ruined Star Wars. I just think it's being ruined by someone that's not George Lucas. Like literally anyone could have ruined Star Wars.
Do we actually agree on something?
You agree that ever since George Lucas is gone, it's just bad?
I agree that the prequels are the best Star Wars in my view.
Yeah, I could go on for days. The only good movie that Disney made with Star Wars was Rogue One.
And no, it was The Last Jedi.
Rogue One.
Okay, I just see your face. Okay, well, let's go back to the episode because we're hearing a little bit. So what we have the crew. We have our crew stuck on Tatooine in a broken bar that was exploded. We have a Cat Bane that comes in to just poke them a little bit, trying to get a duel with Boba. Boba says nope, and Cat Bane just goes, okay, bye. And this is a bit weird. But then we have this beautiful, extremely beautiful shot here of an X-Wing coming over Mos Eisley. Ooh. And you know what this made me think of? I don't know if you play this game. This has made me think of Star Wars Rogue Squadron on the N64.
Oh, yeah, never. I never played it.
The first level, you fly an X-Wing over Mos Eisley. Well, this is Mos Espa, but you fly it over Mos Eisley and you shoot probe droids. And when I was 10, it was the best thing ever.
See, I had an N64 when I was a kid, and then it broke because it got old by the time I was like playing it a lot. So yeah, but old Star Wars games I never really played. We'll get into new Star Wars games later on a later day, like Battlefront. Never played the original Battlefront either. But anyways,
X-Wing comes in.
Thing.
Oh, Cat Bane.
The Cat Bane thing. I do want to mention that where he just walks away. It's like very traditional war fighting because like back in the day, people just like went to war and they'd like meet up first, walk back, and then kill each other. I feel like that's the vibe I was getting. It was like weird negotiating. But then yeah, the X-Wing was cool.
But when the X-Wing came, I got super scared for a moment. I said, oh no, they don't bring Luke Skywalker again.
I know.
They're gonna do last season of Mando again. Luke is gonna come. He's gonna look like shit. He's gonna wreck everything. And surprisingly,
yeah, I'm glad they didn't throw Luke in there. But if they did, he would have ended that in like 5 minutes, and it would have been a really short episode.
Yeah, but surprisingly, who's in the X-Wing?
Grogu, my boy.
Grogu.
I love Grogu so much now. And that's why I feel like you shouldn't hate Boba Fett, because it gave us some good Grogu content. Even if it was like a total of 20 minutes long, gave us some good Grogu content the last episode and this episode.
And who's flying the X-Wing?
No, but R2D2. So I was about to say nobody. I was about to disrespect him like that. But yeah, R2D2, of course, was flying that X-Wing. And R2D2, I love R2D2. So any R2D2 content I'm happy with as well.
So Luke kind of kind of stranded on his planet over there. He gave his only mode of transportation, and if something happens, he's kind of fucked.
Yeah, I didn't think about that, but I'm sure he can fend for himself on a peaceful, I'm pretty sure probably like a Jedi planet. So
That's fair.
yeah.
That is fair. So, well, we have Grogu. What? Go ahead. Go ahead.
How do you feel about that scene and Grogu coming back by himself?
Well, I was so scared to see Luke Skywalker in that X-wing that anything else was just so pleasing to me.
Yeah.
I was just saying to myself, don't be Luke again. Don't be Luke again. We already got him. It's enough. Just give us something different.
You would have been mad? Why would you have been mad that Luke came back?
I hated what they did with Luke last season at the end. Last season of Mandalorian.
Wow.
It was looking so bad.
I thought you said you liked what they did episode, what was it, 5, 6?
Well, yeah, this season, Luke in Book of Boba Fett was not the same design. So what I've heard is that everybody ridiculed the way Luke Skywalker looked in the ending of Mandalorian.
Yep.
To the fact, hey, Fudd, hello, buddy. Thanks for joining us.
Welcome,
we are
Fudd.
talking spoilers, Fudd, by the way. So if you have any intention to watch the Book of Boba Fett, I would say, why would you want to watch this? But that's another story. Be careful, because we're talking full spoilers for Mandalorian and Book of Boba Fett. That being said, yeah, everybody ridiculed the way they did the Luke Skywalker deep. Well, it was not a deep fake; it was the CGI Luke. To the point that some random guy on YouTube made his own deep fake, which was looking like 10 times better.
Yep.
And
there was always a bigger fish.
They went for this guy and they hired him. That's why Luke, I looked it up after our last chat. That's why Luke was looking much better. They hired that one guy that made him look stupid on YouTube, and now he's working for Lucasfilm. And he was the one who just made this new Luke that looks much better. That one guy made better than this $1 million company.
Right, and that's what I like about social media is you can get a job just by throwing your talents out there and doing you, and that's really dope. Also, saw that on TikTok because ever since we started the show, my For You page is just Star Wars. Like, it's like Star Wars after Star Wars, and it's a lot of memes and making fun of Book of Boba Fett 'cause it's so easy to make fun of. But
yeah.
I did see that on there. There was this dude that was just better than Disney and then they did like a side by side. Probably looked that side by side up yourself. Of that deep fake of Luke, and it was just better. It was just like, and it wasn't even like anything drastically different, which I think is another reason why Disney like probably hired them, because they're like, okay, let's just make it look better. It's not like a whole new. It's like not like Sonic the Hedgehog where it's like so bad and we need to remake it. So yeah, that was cool.
So now we have Grogu on Tatooine. Everybody's converging on Tatooine because obviously Star Wars has to be on Tatooine because this universe is so large that everything always takes place on one single planet.
Right, out of all of the planets.
So yeah. Grogu meets Princess Carolyn from BoJack Horseman. I mean, I do you watch BoJack Horseman?
I do not, but is that the curly hair lady?
Yeah, the curly hair lady, Amy Sedaris, the actress.
Yeah,
she's the one. She's the voice actor from the BoJack Horseman. She's one of the main characters. She's a pink cat.
Oh,
that
gotcha.
is the agent for BoJack, the main character, and her voice is so recognizable. So everything I hear, I think Pelimoto is her name in the Star Wars. I keep forgetting the spaceport. Every time I hear, I just picture Princess Carolyn in my head. It's crazy.
Yeah, I was wondering what other things she's done. So that's cool.
So yeah, so she's with him, and I think it's a small scene. Grogu arrives, and if I remember correctly, it already switched scenes. So we see the mods, and we see all the crew of Boba. So Boba has a big crew now. He has the Wookiee, the big black Wookiee. He has his mods, his Power Rangers team. He has you say no.
His team of clowns, yeah.
His team of clowns, yeah. He has Fennec Shand.
Oh my God, I don't like Fennec Shand either.
You don't like Fennec Shand?
No.
We are totally reversing the roles today. That's incredible, because I feel like this episode but a little bit more than you, and last week was the opposite.
Yeah. I
don't know if you can see my stream, but we're treated to this beautiful shot of big ships on the sun, and one thing I'm gonna give this episode, it looks beautiful. So now I think I understand why the first 4 episodes was so boring, because they took all the budget and they brought it for the last one.
I didn't think about that. That's probably true though, because it is. I think the last 2 episodes were beautiful.
Yeah,
they were
it's
just
incredible,
nice and gorgeous, and they're probably, now that you mention it, probably all of their thought went into the last like 2 episodes, if not 3 episodes, but definitely the last 2. But the reason why I like episode 6 better than 7 is because 6 is better than 7, and that's about it. Like, I don't know how else to say it. 6 is better than 7, and the fact that it was that much better than it made me not like 7 as much, and certain things about it. It was just underwhelming compared to 6. I feel like if they ended the season right there, that would have been great to me. But
so they come out with a plan. So, as we said before, instead of going to their big fortress in the middle of the desert, because there's this big army called the Pikes that just wants to attack them and just kill everyone. Well, not the city. They don't want to kill the citizens. They just want to kill Boba and his gang. So the citizens were never at risk, except our heroes put them at risk by choosing to fight in the middle of a crowded city instead of their fort. That's the thing I am going to go back. But yeah, they come with a genius plan. Instead of going to their fortress, he just takes his team and he spreads them all around the city. So he puts the Gamorrean guards in the spaceship, in the spaceport. He puts the big Wookiee in the middle of the street somewhere, and he puts the biker gangs on another corner, and they just are there to play, like, watch, I guess. They just watch and tell them. So he stays alone with Mando. So all his big army and his big group he built is kind of rendered useless instantly because he just decided to spread them all over the place.
Yeah, that's true. And rest in peace to the Gamorrean guards, because they got thrown off a cliff. And I don't know why you'd put Gamorrean guards by themselves with no blasters. Did they have blasters? Because I don't think they did.
I don't remember them having blasters. I think they just had the big axe.
Yeah, they always just have the big axe. So I'm like, why don't you just keep them by you to protect you? Like, it's just, I was like, why? But yeah, I think those are the only ones that died, though.
A few mods died, but the random ones that we never saw before. So
yeah, right. So
the red shirts.
That's another thing I don't like about this episode. Is they don't have the heart to kill anyone, or about the season, I guess. But in this episode specifically too, other than
wait a minute, no, you're forgetting something.
Oh no, I remember
forgetting something.
I remember it.
You're forgetting a bit kill that happens. Okay,
I didn't want to say it up before you brought it up, but other than that, they have no heart to kill literally anyone. And that's the thing I liked about the shows. Both shows, like Star Wars, Clone Wars, and Rebels, they both had the heart to kill people. So
thanks, Psycho.
Yeah, so that's how I feel about that. But anyways, what happens next after they spread out their forces and weaken themselves?
Everyone gets attacked. So the Wookiee on his own gets ambushed, and he gets attacked by a bunch of I forgot. Oh god damn it! I forgot the race of the lizard people, and I feel bad.
Oh, Transdoshans.
There you go. He gets attacked by a bunch of them, and it's the exact opposite of the Gamorrean guard, because there's a swarm of them, and they just come out of nowhere, and they just jump instead of him. He has a big gun, and they just charge on him with swords instead of shooting him.
Right. Yeah.
So the Wookiee gets attacked. The mods gets attacked. They get pinned down in their corner because there's Pikes out of nowhere that puts out guns out of their pockets, and they start shooting. And the Gamorrean guard gets killed. So we have another duel. And no, it's not there. I think I'm too soon. Is it there? No,
I don't know. There was a lot of like random duels and things that happen, and it all meshes together after you don't watch it for a week, or even just like 30 minutes after the episode. I feel like, because it's just a lot of like fighting in an alleyway. And another thing I wanted to say about like the Wookiee Chrysanthemum getting attacked was what they do is, for each of these scenes, they pile them back to back to back. They show the Gamorrean guards dying. They show the mods getting attacked and getting pinned. They show Chrysanthemum getting tackled
Yeah.
and bum rushed, and by like 12 people or 12 Trandoshan lizard people.
And they just pile up on him like a football game.
Like a dog pile. And I'm like, okay, he's dead. Like that's immediately what I thought because they killed off. There's like no way those Gamorrean guards survived, and so I'm like, okay, they're dead. I thought it was gonna be like Rogue One where they just kill, and so then the mods like lived, and I was like, okay, and I totally thought Chrysanthemum died, and then later on, he's like hobbles back. He's like hobbling back to the group. I'm like, dude has like a bum leg now, and he got
he
bum
gets
rushed.
shot. He gets shot like 12 times.
Yeah, and he's like bulletproof with fur or something. I'm like really confused. Like I know that Chewbacca took like a shot. I don't know in what movie, but it was one of the sequel movies or part of the sequel trilogy. I know he gets shot and like survives, but he was like hurt in the arm and complaining about it when he got shot. And Chrysanthemum gets shot like 6 times in the back and does not die.
Oh yeah, and I forgot. And I remember Chewbacca used that to flirt with the medic lady. And he says, I was very, and she looks at him and says, yeah, you were very brave.
Yeah, that's just Chewie being Chewie. Chewbacca, I like. Chrysanthemum, I guess I like him. I mean,
It looks cool.
He looks cool, so.
That's what you can say about this show, right? It looks cool.
It does look cool.
Speaking of looks cool, we have this guy that I absolutely hated at the start and has warmed up to me, the Twi'lek.
Oh, no.
Majordomo, are you saying Majordomo? I think I heard people say that. He's the guy that just speaks very well, very eloquently, and he just negotiate for you.
Yeah, I think he's funny. He is a comic relief, and he does a good job. The actor does a great job on that. I don't care for him that much, but I don't think you're supposed to. So I'd say I don't have an issue with him. And it was funny what they did with him, because they were like, how are we going to get out of this? Or I think we're at that point in the show, right?
We are, yeah. So they're both pinned down, Mando, Fennec Shand, and Boba, and this guy, which I forgot his name. They're both pinned out in the broken bar. And apparently they're surrounded, but we don't see anyone, so we don't have any view of the outside, so we have to, I don't know, guess they're surrounded?
We're imagining. So I mean, that's the best thing about Star Wars. You use your imagination.
His imagination. So this guy says, "Yeah, I can go out. I can negotiate for you. I can get him to do whatever you want. So that's my thing. I'm the negotiator." So Boba's take a tablet because they have iPads now, and he writes something on it. He kind of fakes writing something apparently, and he says, "Yeah, go out and tell them these are my terms." So the guy just takes his tablet. He doesn't read it, and he goes out, and he starts speaking very eloquently and. Dear guy, blah, 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 blah. These are the terms by mighty Boba Fett. He speaks for like 5 minutes and then he checks the tablets and there's nothing written on it.
Well, I think there was writing, but it was Boba Fett saying it was like starting to, so what he's reading off of is like, I, Boba Fett, will come to these terms, will be peaceful if you come to these terms. These terms are something, and we're not giving up, and something like that, where it's like, we don't give up or something.
We understood it differently then. My understanding was that he completely used the guy and he sent them to is that as a distraction to have him speak for a while, and just the guy realized, at least in my point of view, that he has absolutely nothing to say, and then they just come out of nowhere flying and using the jetpack for once. Thank God.
Yeah. I was like, oh damn, I almost forgot they could do that. Like, so they never used it.
So I'm not gonna take credit for it, but I heard a video someone said they have portable high grounds.
Oh yeah.
It's over, Anakin. I have the high ground.
Yeah, and I also forgot that Mando had the Darksaber. I don't know why, but
because he used it for like 5 seconds in the episode.
Yeah, but he used that eventually. But I definitely thought it was like the negotiation thing. I thought was Boba Fett started writing it, or Boba Fett wrote something where the beginning of the sentence sounds like they actually are going to surrender. And then by the time he finishes reading the sentence, because he like reads it before he says it, and he's like, oh, they're setting me up type thing. Yeah. And then so that's the distraction. Once I realized that was happening, I was like, okay, there's an ambush or something. Then yeah, they ambush jetpacking, and it was cool. I like how they used the think it was at this point where they had Boba Fett use his rockets that came out of his knees.
Yeah.
That was cool. I don't
But
remember much
what you think
else.
about? They were flying. They had the eye view of everything. They're shooting everyone from the sky, and out of nowhere, they decided at some point to just land in the middle of the street with no cover anywhere, and just continue fighting right there, fully exposed. And what do you think happened? They just keep getting shot, fall to the ground, stand up, getting shot, fall to the ground, stand up, getting shot, fall to the ground.
Yeah, it was.
Why did you do that?
It
You
makes for
dumbasses.
it makes for good film. That's why.
It made for
makes for-
stupid characters.
Yeah, there's a lot of contradicting things, and once again, I never think about these things until you bring it up.
So
And,
I ruined everything for you.
But yeah, I actually don't remember what happens after that, so you're gonna have to remind me, because in my head it's like, they fight. Wait, I think everyone comes back, right? Either that or everyone comes back. They get pinned down
Kinda.
again.
Well, that's
And
the
then-
point where they get pinned out, and the people from Cobb Fantasy come in with a big
Freetown.
tank.
Yep.
Freetown.
Freetown comes in with the tank, and my prediction gets
Your
was
prediction
off,
from
but-
last week gets confirmed. You're right.
gets confirmed. And then it wasn't really. I mean, they saved them. Then I think everyone stays together, and then they go somewhere else or something like that.
They go back behind the tank, and everybody stays behind the tank. They just hide over there.
Yeah, even though the tank's hovering and has nothing under it to cover your feet, they get behind the tank. So,
But then, if you want to look at my stream, the one cool thing in the episode happens, in my view. These
What is
things.
that?
These things.
oh yeah, it's like the
You see them?
droidicas, but better. Yeah,
The giant droidicas. Okay, they
Good
don't
stuff.
fit. It's weird to see them. The CGI is a bit jarring because it really looks like, if you look at this picture, they're like superposed over the picture. But damn, I've always loved droidicas. Droidicas were one of my favorite thing about the prequels.
these are like droidicas, but less cool and much bigger. But I didn't mind them. I mean, I feel like there was ways to defeat them faster than they did. Like way more efficiently. Like faster. Like they took so long, especially with that darksaber. I also didn't think that, I don't know, I thought it was easier to get inside their shield than it actually is. I don't know, I was just under a
So-
different impression, I guess.
Do you think the shields were more like just a callback to the droidicas, or?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else it would be, but I don't know the difference between that type of shield and then the shield that they usually, I think they might have even introduced it. Oh no, they introduced it in the prequels movies. I think it might have been, I don't remember if it's one of the Phantom Menace or the Attack of Clones, but it's the one used for armies. You know, the people of Naboo put it up, and you can walk through it, but you can't shoot through it.
Yeah, the Gungans, yeah.
I thought it was like one of those on the droidicas, but apparently not. That was what I was under the impression of.
It is. You remember that episode of Clone Wars when Anakin teaches the troop how to break droidicas? He teaches them to roll and grenades, thermal detonators, to make them roll on the ground until they go through the shield, and then they roll, go under the shield, and then they blow them up this way. So I think you can send physical objects through the shields.
Yet Mando can't push himself through the shield. Like, you know what I mean?
Did he try? I forgot.
think
Did he try to go
so.
through?
I think there was like this. I'm pretty sure, unless it's like some Mandela effect thing, I'm pretty sure he tried going through it.
I don't remember if he did or not, and I think you're right there. If he should have at least tried. I don't. If he didn't, that's dumb.
Yeah, and I don't know, because there was like the droidica was distracted on one side, and I know he definitely tried putting his darksaber through it, which I don't know. He also, when he did get the darksaber on that droidica thing and put it through its like head, it took way too long to die. I'm like, how powerful is
Yeah.
this darksaber thing? Because
Yeah.
in every other Star Wars thing ever, you could just slice through those like butter, but in this thing, he's like putting on the top of it, and it's like, and it keeps like not dying for like
It's
30
it's
seconds.
bigger. It's bigger. They have better shields.
I guess, but it seems so fragile with like the eye thing just being right there, and you could just like stab it. I don't know. It took them way too long to kill those things. but whatever.
Well, they don't. The way they kill these things is with the. This is where
Right.
people are gonna differ. I don't know if it was cool or not, and I want to know. Did you like the Banta,
You mean the Rancor?
the Rancor? Why did I name these pictures Banta? Wow,
Yeah.
wow! I'm
The
impressed.
Bantha-
Rancor,
The Bantha was cool. I'm just kidding.
like a Banta, like a Banta. Did you see all the memes?
I do remember seeing the like a Bantha memes. Those are good.
Yeah, the
These are-
Rancor. Yeah, I'm a bit embarrassed now. Hey,
this-
real deal. Hello.
This show makes for good memes. I'll give it
does.
that.
It does.
But anyways, what was I
Boba
about
co-
to say? Oh yeah, Rancor
Yeah.
I don't like.
Boba comes on riding on the back of a Rancor. It looks very Lord of the Ring-ish at this point. We have this guy in full suit armor riding a giant troll coming to destroy the big guy. I don't know. And the CGI was, for once, in my view, well done, impressive, and I bought the fight. I don't know if I liked it, but one thing that never come to my mind where the Rancor was fighting the droid, I never said to myself, this looks fake, this looks bad.
Right. I mean, I never complained about CGI once this episode. There was nothing that was weird or dumb to me, or at least that I can remember of, other than the stuff I've already complained before. You know what I mean? I got used to Cad Bane, his face and how he talks. The Rancor looked fine. I just didn't like the Rancor thing and how he's like writing it, and I also didn't like how it can form a connection to just Boba, and I don't know, Boba can't seem to control it after a while, and I don't like that it can form a connection in a way as well. I don't know, it just seems weird because it seems so savage in the movies when they're holding it down in a cell, and now it seems like it's not hostile until for some reason you want it to be.
Yeah, what do you think about this Rancor being made of Beskar as well? Because you remember these big ass lasers that the droid have? The Rancor got shot in the chest like 25 times by the big droids and just doesn't seem to care at all.
I think that's just, you could just say that's it just being a big ass alien animal in Star Wars and not dying to blaster stuff, because there's plenty of things that just don't die to blasters unless you hit it in the right spot or something. You know what I mean?
Okay.
That's like the easy way out for Star Wars things.
You have
and
to go
big
circle
animals.
it and find the red glowing spot in the back
Yeah.
and just shoot this spot until it comes down and stuns you.
Or it's like
Video game.
It's like Janko killing that big animal with a pistol, just hitting the right, like that rhino thing.
True.
He just kills it in the right spot, just with the pistol. If you're a good shot, you got it. But yeah, I didn't like
Elite.
the Rancor.
Thanks for joining us, Elite. Everybody's coming tonight. That's awesome. Sorry to cut you there.
Welcome. No
So you
worries.
didn't like the Rancor. So, well, Rancor takes care of the first droid.
Yeah.
Take him and just throws it everywhere. It was a bit dumb, but at least in my view, it looked good. So it made for a good few minutes of entertainment.
And by the way, I don't know if we mentioned that they only brought the droids out because Boba Fett's side was actually winning, and they were falling back. And then they're like, "All right, let's bring out the big dogs." I'm pretty sure.
Were
Right?
they? That's a good point. I don't know. They were pinned down. They were behind the tank. They were all stuck there.
And then they moved to a different spot, I'm pretty sure. And then that girl started sniping. Fennec Shand started killing people.
Oh yeah, the two girls, because the Fennec Shand and the what's her name? Well, the mod girl that we don't know her name.
See how all over
True,
the
true,
place
true.
this episode is? We're both forgetting things. And you wrote down notes for it. And I'm like, it's all over the place. I can't tell which fight I'm trying to remember. Or like when I think back to it, I can't remember which part of the episode I'm trying to remember. Because it's all just like alley street fights on the same location, in the same
Yeah.
city, on the same planet. And it hasn't left planet. It's left planet once this whole season. So I'm like, I don't even remember what I'm trying to remember because it's all meshing together. But I think both droidicas were taken down by the Rancor, were they not?
One by the Rancor. Grogu takes the other one.
I thought it was Mando.
Of course.
Or I thought Mando and Rancor took down the second one.
Well, no, Boba and Rancor took one down,
Okay.
and the Grogu and Mando took the other one down.
Oh yeah.
Because
Because
Grogu
Grogu
used
used
like
force.
force pull, and he just takes like just a little like vice, a little bit, one part of the droid. That's apparently the one part that makes it all fall apart. Because Grogu knows the mechanic of these droids apparently, and he knows that if you take out this one part, all his legs are gonna just crumble, and it's not gonna be stopped.
Oh, this is the excuse of the century for all of Star Wars. He was using the force.
Oh, okay. Well, at least it works because he's a force user. So
I like to think he pulled out like the heart of the droid type thing, you know?
it wasn't the
So
leg. He took out like a small joint in the leg. It was a small part, and it came out
true.
super fast. Grogu tries to catch it, and it's super cute because it goes too fast, and he's like, and he falls back.
Oh yeah, and it makes that little squeal.
Then
Yeah,
the droid falls, and Mando goes on top of it and chops down in half with the saber. So at least he got to use the saber.
yeah, I do remember now that it was like a weird location to pull that thing out of, but whatever. It worked, I guess. I didn't like think much of it. Um and then they
Obviously, it cannot be over, right? Because the fight is won. So what happens? The
they
fucking
have a new
Rancor
problem.
go. Yeah, the Rancor goes crazy.
Yeah, the Rancor goes crazy, loses its shit on the city, and that's why I'm like I don't like this because this is how Rancors are, and there's no way to tame it. It seems like, and I'm like, okay, so Boba Fett, why can't you just tame it since it loves you? Like I thought that would be like the simple way, and that's how they made it sound like. And I also thought this thing was like a baby, because it made it look smaller when they first introduced it compared to like Return of the Jedi.
And
Um,
how many days passed since you got it? Like 5 days, something like that.
if not less. Yeah. So, uh, yeah, and he's had it for 5 days. He somehow forms a connection enough to ride it into
Yeah, because
battle.
Daddy Trejo told him it's gonna fall in love with the first thing it sees when it opens its eyes.
Okay, why didn't it fall in love with the keeper then?
It did see the keeper first. I agree with you.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, I don't know. There's a lot of plot holes with the Rancor. There's too many. Doesn't make sense. Doesn't it looks cool for like 2 seconds, but then I'm like, okay, if he rides on its back, it's tamed. He controls it. Why can't he just jetpack back onto it and then ride it again?
Because
But
Grogu is not done enough yet.
yeah,
This is a Grogu show after all.
this is a Grogu show, and I'm happy what they did with Grogu with the Rancor. Maybe if he like released the Rancor and wasn't riding it, then it would be better. But anyways, how it ends, how the Rancor madness ends after it destroys half of the city's infrastructure. Um, after they let it go rampage and Mando gets his ass beat by the Rancor, I'm pretty sure, or at least gets thrown, and looks like he breaks his spine once again. Um, because there were multiple times in Mandalorian where he looks like he just broke his spine. Well, like that would kill anyone, even if you're wearing all that armor. Just like the force of you getting smacked or falling off of a building and landing like that. Anyways, once again, that's a tangent for another time. But yeah, the Rancor gets force slept by Grogu.
And he falls down in the middle of the street, and Grogu does this thing like, "Oh, I used too much force. I'm gonna fall down
Yeah.
too."
Yeah. I mean, he's a little baby, but also not because he's a 50-year-old baby. So I don't know. But yeah, he force sleeps in the Rancor and then he sleeps with him, and it was cute. And
That's
I feel
cute.
like they just did that for a cute moment. It was like literally just for the cute moment. But I'm not mad
They
about it.
said they said nobody likes the Book of Boba Fett. Let's bring Grogu instead, and set to Grogu to save the day. Not to save the day, but to save the show.
Yeah, and this thought, I don't know if this is gonna ruin it for you too, but it's kind of like starting to ruin Grogu for me. Like I love Grogu. He's like one of my favorite things. But someone told me a couple weeks ago that they don't like Mandalorian because they think it's a money grab. Like literally just a money grab to sell Baby Yoda toys.
Kind
And
of
I'm
is. Almost everyone I know has some kind of Grogu toy at home. They own.
exactly. And then I'm like thinking when I'm watching this episode, I'm like, did they just make that scene so they could sell a toy about it? Like imagine just like a figurine of a Rancor sleeping next to Baby Yoda, or you know.
Look at his face. Look at his cute face. It's so cute.
Yeah. So I don't. It's kind of I don't know. I don't know if it's ruining it for me or not. But anyways, I don't remember what happens after he sleeps the Rancor.
The one thing that and this episode's almost over. There's the one infamous thing. Um,
Art.
we have Mr. Blueface come back.
Oh, not the best part. Yeah,
Well,
I
come
was
back
so
to
mad
duel.
about this. This is the worst part of the whole TV show.
So they start dueling. Somehow he comes back, and this time Boba says, "Yeah, we just took down 2 droids, and we took down the Rancor. So you
Yeah,
think we're
Cad.
scared of you, buddy?"
Yeah, Cad
Hey.
Bane comes out of nowhere, and then he 1v1s Boba Fett.
And he fucked him up, and Boba Fett was on the ground, and Boba Fett was about to be fucked up because Cat Bane just destroys him.
Yep. And
And
Cad Bane got greedy. Because Cad Bane's good. Like, I like that they didn't make him shitty. They actually made him good. And he is good. And he is that good in Clone Wars. And he's everyone's favorite for that reason. Because he's just badass and doesn't give a shit. But, so he 1v1s Boba Fett. Shoots him and stuff. Knocks him on his ass. And he stands over him. Does too much dialogue, as every movie does. And doesn't kill him. But, he says some like old stuff that proves that they've had history together, I'm pretty sure. And then he aims the gun in his head, and Boba Fett, I actually like certain aspects about this, but Boba Fett like takes his Tusken Raider thing and then knocks him on his ass, I'm pretty sure, or something. He turntable turns the thing, and then I'm pretty sure he stabs Cad Bane in the chest.
yep, he takes the pointy stick and he.
Shwink.
And I was impressed because that's well, if we think of Disney, that's pretty violent.
Yeah, actually, that is a pretty violent way to go, but there wasn't any blood gushing out. So
Obviously not.
what I thought was going to happen was a life-sparing moment, and they kept Cad Bane, because it would have been far more enjoyable for a next season of Boba Fett if they didn't kill off Cad Bane, and they did kill off Cobb Vanth. But no. What do they do, Asparagus Daiquiri?
What do they do? They do something very stupid before that. They end the show.
Yeah.
They end the Book of Boba Fett show with a flyby of Mando in his ship. He has the last scene playing the Mandalorian theme song, and it ends with the pop 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 pop. And he has the last scene, and he goes away, and he does jokes in this ship like he does on his show. And the last thing we see of the show is the Mandalorian music team and Mando on his ship going away, and Boba's just down there, and nobody cares about him.
I think that's dumb.
Well, okay, you want to do something even more dumb?
Okay.
They have this end credit scene with what I thought at the time was a clone of Dark Sidious, a young Dark Sidious, because it's Cobb Vanth, obviously, that I've seen before. But in the back the tank, if you watch my stream right now, the way it is, the way his hairs are, and the way he looks, tell me you don't think this is a younger clone of Dark Sidious. Am I crazy?
I don't think it has anything to do with Dark Sidious.
Really?
I don't. I really
That was
don't.
my thought for a long time. I said, what the fuck? Why would Boba be involved in that?
No, I think he just has gray hair, and he's in a back to tank. Because Boba Fett even looked a little bit different when he was in the back to tank.
Okay.
I think literally all it adds is, hey, Cobb Vanth's not dead. He just has a different gut or different chest or whatever, wherever
Well,
he got shot.
he's going to be a mod now. He's going to be a robot.
Yeah, and that's probably the only reason why they introduced mods, is to make you think we killed someone off and telling us we actually didn't, and explaining how Fennec Shand didn't die. Like, I feel like that's the only reason why they added mods, but I feel like they could have done it in a different way, where it was more like, not high tech and like futuristic, but more like Tatooine-ish. More like, what's her, I don't even remember her name, girl from BoJack Horseman, whatever her character is. I feel like
Pelimoto.
yeah, I feel like she could have done the modifications,
Yeah.
or have her be the person doing the modifications, and it kind of be janky, but it works type thing. And that's what Tatooine is. Janky, but it works. That's what Jawas are.
Yeah.
That's what everything at Tatooine is. The fanciest it gets is Jabba's palace, and that's not that super fancy. It's just like a lot of stuff in one place. So
And you just described exactly why I dislike these colored bikes so much. They look so much high tech. They look clean. They look brand new.
Clean.
They look super high tech. They look super classy. It's
And
supposed
if
to
it
be
was,
dirty. Everything's broken, but as you say, it's all broken. It's all shitty, but it works.
and if it was on Coruscant, we wouldn't be having this discussion about how shitty it looks or out of place it looks. Because Coruscant is like my favorite, because I love city stuff on Star Wars. And I feel like they nailed it on Coruscant. And seriously, like picture in your head, those bikes in Coruscant look normal.
Okay, yeah,
If
I
not,
can give you that.
if not, they like look a little weird, but you'll just be like, oh, they're in a city. It doesn't look. You can have janky and new stuff in a city.
I can give you this one.
I hate that they brought Cobb Vanth back. I seriously thought they were gonna bring someone back at the end, and in my head, it made more sense to bring Cad Bane back, because Cobb Vanth has been dead or died in that one town, and I felt like he was gone in a way, because Freetown does not have that one mod person who's played by Thundercat. He doesn't have him, so I don't know how he got there in time to save his life. Nor do I don't know. I just, it's so stupid. Like, why not bring Cad Bane back? Everyone loves him. That's like how you bring fans back to a season 2. You put Cad Bane in a Bacta tank and leave it at that. That's how you bring back a season 2.
I'm gonna tell
makes
you.
me no interest.
This is where I disagree, and I want to know why you dislike him. Because when I saw Cobb Vanth last week at the start of the episode, I was so happy. I liked this guy so much. I liked him. Apparently also I learned that, and we don't know that because we don't read the latest books. But apparently one of the latest books that are prequels to the prequel movie, I think it's called Aftermath or something. That's one of the biggest books that was written recently. Apparently, this is where it comes from. It was not invented by the showrunners. It's a character from the books that they brought to the show.
Yeah, okay. I guess that makes him a little bit better, but I still don't like him because I felt like they just created someone just to create someone, and there was really no point to creating him. He's not like super cool. He just looks like a normal dude that has a pistol.
No,
he's kind of like
okay.
he's kind of like Cassidy from Overwatch to me, and it's not like super original to me. It feels Star Wars ish, doesn't feel super Star Wars if that makes sense.
Okay.
Because I get that there's a whole Western theme going on, like like Boba Fett's a gunslinger. That's how he always was. He's a space cowboy, and so they really brought that vibe back. Especially by adding Cad Bane in all this, because he's literally just a cowboy, without a horse. But I feel like they could have just been good with Cad Bane, or just like killing off Cobb Vanth. I would have been happy with his character and how much he's done if they just killed him, but they didn't, and I don't know what the point of bringing him back is.
To make me happy, because I like him.
Like, what's the purpose? I stand strong about not liking him. Like, what's his purpose?
To be a good-looking guy with super charismatic face that brings the crowd in, because people say this guy looks good and this guy looks awesome. So let's just go watch the show.
All right, what's the purpose of Fennec Shand?
To have a well-known actress known for her martial arts prowess and just put a mask in front of her so we never see her face.
Yeah,
that's a waste.
She's on the same level as him because they just made her up, and even if she is from a book, it feels like they just made her up and didn't have like a cool origin story. It was just like, oh, you saved my life. Well, I guess I'll team up with you.
The reason she's there originally, the first time I saw it, it was to be, in my view, a reference to the assassin in the Revenge of the Attack of the Clone. You know, at the beginning of the movie, when there's like this assassin that tries to kill Padme in Coruscant. Yep. She wears this exact same mask, and Obi-Wan and Anakin just chase her through the city, and she has this exact same mask. And when they cut her, it's a lady, but then she has used a face, and she becomes an alien, and she gets shot in the neck by who we know now is Jango Fett.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I still think she's pointless.
So Jango Fett had a partner with that mask, and now Boba has a partner with the same mask. So
true, I guess that's a good nod to that.
It rhymes. Yeah,
it fits, I guess. I'll just have to get over it. I'm warming up to her very slowly. It's very slow. It's a slow process, but she could be worse. She doesn't like say super cringy stuff, and that helps. And neither does Cobb Vanth. But I'm really don't see a purpose in his character. Like, what is Freetown gonna do for Boba Fett?
Well, who's gonna remember Boba Fett after this show anyway?
I will, because he used to be my
You
desktop screensaver for years.
you said something earlier about there being a season 2 of Book of Boba Fett. Is that something you heard?
Oh, that's because they did the Cobb Vanth thing. Like, you can't just do that and not have a season 2.
Well, he's gonna be in Mando season 3.
You think so?
Of course. Well, he was introduced in Mando season 2. You remember that?
Barely, but yeah.
Oh yeah, first episode of Mando season 2. He's the one wearing the Boba Fett armor, and
Right.
there's a huge fake out because we see this guy, but he's super tall and slender, and he doesn't have the right shape, and we say, well, this guy doesn't look like Boba Fett at all. He doesn't have the body type, and
Which
then
I like that twist.
he put out his mask, and Mando's like, what the fuck are you putting out your mask for? This is not the way.
But don't you think that's a good arc to plot twist us with that character and submit a character that's a sheriff of the town that found some good armor and is using it for good, and then
He
the
doesn't have the
trade-off
armor anymore.
happens. Doesn't have the armor anymore, but he's still badass. And I feel like that's a good starting point to introduce a character, and then it arcs over into his death, which is losing a standoff because he's defending his town. That's it's a full arc, full circle thing to me. And now that they're bringing it back, it's almost like the same thing as bringing Emperor Palpatine back. Like, why? I don't. It doesn't.
It's because they fly now.
Oh, you're gonna hit me with that cringe.
They fly now. They
Dude.
fly now.
Do you like that movie?
No, it's the worst of all.
What? I think that's better than The Last Jedi.
Nah. Okay, well, next time, we're gonna need we're gonna leave a moderator for that because this is gonna be a heated debate.
But one more question about this episode. How do you feel about? I mean, it's a small scene and means close to nothing, but the starfighter Grogu wanting to go fast again scene, him tapping on the glass.
I love the scene because it's cute and it's Mando and Grogu and everybody loves them together.
Yep.
I hate this scene as a part of the Book of Boba Fett because this is the way the show ends. This is the last thing we see on the Book of Boba Fett. And
The Book of Mando.
I'm cool with it because I don't like Boba Fett as much as you do, and I like Mando. So, as a Mando fan, it made me happy. As a watcher of a show called The Book of Boba Fett, made me very puzzled as to why do we end the show on that.
I guess, yeah. I think it's just them knowing that we all came, or we're all staying for the Mandalorian, or we all like the Mandalorian more now, and I think that's just them knowing that, possibly. I don't know.
But then
But
I'm gonna
I
bring
wasn't
you.
mad.
I'm gonna bring you a stupid science question because you're a science man and more than me. And maybe I'm gonna look
Oh.
stupid. Let me look stupid, and I'm gonna totally own it if I look dumb.
Okay.
There's no friction in space, right?
Oh yeah, there's none.
There's no gravity in space.
Correct.
So why, when you just suddenly go super fast, are you just being thrown back of your seat?
Yeah. Star Wars does not do gravity very good.
Okay, well, am I wrong thinking this is wrong and this is just to look cool as a movie, or is that something that would happen? Or explain me, science man.
I don't know. Physics isn't my strong suit, but I do have interest in like astrophysics and stuff, but only bigger picture things. Like when you get down to smaller details, it's a little hard to understand. But I think it's just to look cool, of course. Like why?
Okay.
That's definitely just to look cool. But I don't know why. I don't know. I don't know how it would actually work. I'm trying to think. I would think that you just move, because if you there's an International Space Station. I'm gonna go with real life stuff. We're talking about real life International Space Station. Is this basically a big ass like satellite looking thing, and it's just a bunch of tubes that come out in various spots, and I'm pretty sure it's spinning. And when you're inside of it, it just feels like you're just chilling and floating.
Yeah.
Even though you might be upside down compared to Earth, you might be completely upside down, but you don't feel upside down. And it's revolving around Earth. I don't know at what speed, but you don't feel like you're moving. And so I would think if it's truly space, once you get out into space, past the atmosphere and stuff, that you would just not feel like you're going much faster, or not even you wouldn't even feel fast at all. It would just be like the vacuum of space. It would just you wouldn't hear it. Or you might be able to hear it. I don't know. I'm saying if you're in a different ship, you wouldn't hear it, but I don't know. This is physics. Physics is hard. I don't know. I'd have to ask someone. That's a good question.
Fuds wants to help us with that. Oh no, I thought he wanted to talk about the Star Wars scene. Oh, Fud apparently has a lot to say about the space station. I think you said something wrong because you said, "Haha, he needs to stop now." I think you said something.
Me?
Yeah, I feel.
I don't know what I said wrong, other than International Space Station. I admitted that I don't know how it works, so that's just me hypothesizing out loud. If that makes you feel better, Fud. I'm not trying to educate anyone.
Okay, Fud, let make it easier for you here. This came out this time, so look at this scene here. You have this spaceship at the end of the show. This spaceship is equipped with a super fast... It's okay, I still love you both. This spaceship is equipped with a super fast afterburner somehow. So they're flying in space with no friction and no gravity. So technically nothing stops you. At some point, the guy piloting the ship decides to turn out his afterburner and to go super fast. And the little guy, the little Grogu, that's on the back seat, just gets thrown out. Whoa! And on the back seat because the ship ran for like normal speed to super fast right away. And I'm wondering if that's a problem or if that's just how it would be in space. Because, of course, in a car, that happens, right? You're driving your car and all of a sudden you just downshift and you go fast and then you get stuck to your seat for a while.
My best educated guess is if you're in a car or even in a jet and that happens on Earth, you would feel that pullback because there's gravity pulling you down and then there's a motion pushing you forward. And there is no gravity pulling you down when you're in space, and the motion pushing you forward wouldn't jerk you back because gravity is not pulling you down. So no, that it's incorrect, and there's probably millions of other incorrect things on Star Wars. And now what I think about
is proving us wrong. Fud says it is.
There's no way.
I am confused. So it says. So yes, it is a thing. So all gravity is a force of acceleration. So if the ship was coasting, engines off, you wouldn't feel anything. But anytime your engines are on, there's a force pushing against you. Even in space.
Yeah, okay. But you're not being pulled down. And I don't know. I would like to think, or not like to think, but in my head, the way I think about it, it would not jerk you forward or like pull you back when you go forward. You know what I mean?
So Fud is apparently the expert of everything. He was my foreign policy expert now. Now he's my space expert. So next time we're gonna have... Sorry guys, we're gonna bring Fud into this.
So he's a politician and an astrophysicist. That's cool.
He said, no, you would be pulled opposite force of the engine. So to know, down will be towards the engine. Yeah.
On Earth, yeah.
I think he's right. Okay, I think he's right. I think it makes sense.
Oh, so that's just a physics question.
Well, okay. Well, Fud proved the science man wrong. Look at that.
So. But if the thing that pisses me off about Star Wars is there's no way in hell that if you were born on Tatooine and then you go to a different planet, let's say that's bigger or even similar in size, there's no way you'd be able to breathe their air. Like, unless it's the same exact position around the same piece of mass that it's orbiting around. It's just you could breathe on every planet you are on in Star Wars, and that's just impossible. So, and there's so many different species of things that I don't know. That's the biological part where I just think about like this is so inaccurate, but Star Wars isn't meant for accuracy.
Yeah, I was about to say, how about deflecting laser balls with your lightsaber?
That's using the Force.
Okay. That's it. Okay, well, before we go, I have a few questions I've noted for you, and we've been at this for more. Now we're 15 minutes now, so let's go. Do you have any questions for me, or think you noted? Because I'm going through my bullet points here.
Whenever I have a question for you, I ask it on the spot, so I've got nothing for you right now.
Yeah, most of my bullet points, we kind of talked about this. So first thing I had here, and we're just going to brushed right through it. It says, it appears the budget was kept for this episode. We did talk about that.
Yeah.
I had here, what do you think of the colored bike? But you were very clear about it, and I agree with you. They were out of place on Tatooine, but they would have been more in place on Coruscant.
Yes.
I had here, what do you think of the Twi'lek? You said that. Oh, this one we didn't talk about. I want to know, because you're the Boba Fett expert. Since when does Boba cares about honor?
Yeah, this is the weird thing about Boba Fett. It's just
even the title of the episode.
He went from being this badass bounty hunter to being like this almost complete opposite, respectful. I'm like loyal, all about loyalty, all about family type feel, and all about honor. And I feel like that could have been him before, but he also was a bounty hunter that was apparently ruthless. And the way Cad Bane was talking about him, he sounds like a completely different person. And I'm glad they at least acknowledged that in the TV show. But I feel like I like Boba Fett better when he was a bounty hunter that was just ruthless and did his bounties on a really good level.
I've watched a video a few days ago and it stuck with me. Someone described it, and tell me if you agree. Described it, and the reason they fucked it up is because everything you can apply to what people think Boba Fett was is the Mando. So they made a Mandalorian show. This guy is a ruthless killing machine that doesn't care about everything. He wears his armor and he accomplishes bounties, and he's good at it, and he just doesn't give a fuck. He chops people in half, he kills them, shoots them right in the face. And then they want to do a Boba Fett show, and if they do exactly the same, people are going to say, yeah, but this is Mando. Why are you getting twice the same character? So we have to do it differently. So they made Mando what people wanted for Boba Fett. So Mando is what Boba Fett was, and then they had nothing to do for Boba Fett, so they had to completely rewrite him. What do you think about that?
I think I mentioned something last time we had this talk. By the way, still love you too, Fud. And I think I really did say something, like the exact thing, if not something along the lines of that, where I was like, they really made Mando what Boba Fett's supposed to be. If not those exact words, because if you were to watch the movies, you would see Boba Fett just like act all standoffish, which is great, and I love that because it's mysterious and he doesn't talk much. And that's what Mando does every time he's in a room with some new people, or even not even new people. Like even in the room of Mandalorians, he just stands there and waits to get talked to and does like short responses. And yeah, so I also do want to do it. I'm excited for the next Mandalorian season because that would be fun talks. Yes. That'd be super fun talks.
I'm also excited and super scared for Obi-Wan show that's coming 2 months.
Oh yeah, we gotta talk about that too.
We will be back for that, guys. Don't worry about it. I'm loving these talks, and if your internet keeps not fucking up and my microphone keeps not fucking up, I think it's going to be a weekly thing. There's already so many things we talked to each other we wanted to talk about. So we have so many weeks.
If we ever run out of ideas, we could just go back to one of these episodes, because I feel like I always just say, oh, we'll talk about that another time. Oh, we'll talk about that one at another time. And then we can just mash those together and have a good one. So...
By the way, guys, we're also going to bring special guests from time to time. Last week, we were supposed to go on. We had a lot of technical issues, and we were supposed to have our good friend FTL join us and talk about this. Sadly, this week he was not available, but we will bring him. So for any FTL fans in here, you will see him right here quite soon. I have one last question for you.
Hit me.
2 last questions.
Hit me.
So remember that scenes where Boba Fett and Mando are getting shot in the street constantly?
Yeah.
And they fall down, and they stand up, and they fall down, and they stand up. Yep. Was it like this before? Or, because I seem to remember Mando getting shot all the time and just brushing it off and kind of looking at the guys like, you dumbass, I have Beskar armor, he's not doing anything. And now they're getting shot and they fall to the ground, and they seem like they hurt for a second, and then they go back up, and now they're fine.
Maybe it's more powerful shots or more shots on them at a time. I think they did a okay job. I really don't think it's that bad, or it's not enough for me personally to complain about on them getting shot and it not being like accurate enough. What I don't like about them all getting shot is how they just happen to get shot in their armor. There's plenty of patches where they don't have armor, even on their arm. So all they have is shoulder pads, breastplate, and a helmet, basically, and shin guards. Like, you can get shot right here. You can get shot. Oh, they have some armor right here too, but still, you can get shot like on your armpit or like right here, and that's fatal sometimes when you get shot right here. So I'm like, I don't know. You can't have. I wish the writers knew that you can't have these Mandalorians get shot by an entire syndicate at once and it look good because they just have gaps in the armor. And
Yeah, I'm looking at a picture of the Boba armor right now. As you said, like
it's small.
it's like 70% of his body is not covered in Beskar. So
Right, it's actually a really small chest plate, and I think if it looked bigger, it'd look weird. There's like nothing on his legs, and if you get shot, let's say upper thigh, you're not walking for a while. The only thing that's well protected is his head. The shoulder pads are small. You can get shot anywhere on the arm basically except for the wrist, and yeah, so no wonder Cad Bane took him down just with a pistol. That's the only complaint I have for Mandalorian armor. It just doesn't make sense unless they're wearing Iron Man armor. Then they should have gotten shot more, but it looked cool.
okay, well, my last question for you. This is gonna be the hard one. I think you already touched on it.
Sweet.
What was the point of Cad Bane at all?
At all.
Why Cad Bane?
They brought
Have him 5 seconds on the show and kill him.
They could have brought anyone back to do this, and I prefer they brought someone else because they killed him. But I think they thought of him because he was super successful on Clone Wars, like super successful. Like he was a fan favorite, just like Ahsoka. Everyone was talking about
since
him.
he's a fan favorite, let's just kill him.
That's why I'm mad. That is the epitome of why I'm mad about it. That's why I didn't like this episode. If they let him live and they put him in the bacta tank, if they like killed him and then they let him survive, then that'd be awesome. Now it's too late because now it's stupid if he survives. Like now it's just too long. Why would you do it now if you got Cobb Vanth instead? Yeah. It's just, I don't understand the whole purpose. I just know that they probably wanted to bring someone else in. And they're like, oh, Cad Bane's a good idea because he fits this Western vibe and everyone loves him. It'll bring more people to the show because people loved him there and they want to see him live action, even though no one asked for it. Yeah, I think it was just a fan. What do they call it? A fan something. They did it for the fans.
Yeah, it was. I know what you mean. Fan service.
Fan service. There we go. It was fan service, and I liked it until they killed him. So.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay, that's
you
pretty
like
much
him?
what I had. I know who he is, but I don't watch the Clone Wars. I watched a few episodes of the Clone Wars. So.
But did you like what you saw from him this past 2 episodes he was alive?
I was pissed off because he killed the guy I liked. I like Cobb Vanth, so this is where we differ.
You don't think he looks badass?
In comic, yeah, I think he looked dumb in live action, but that's.
Oh, okay.
You know what I think? You know what I thought? I think it was just a screen test for Grand Admiral Thrawn, because Grand Admiral Thrawn is the blue guy with big red eyes.
Yeah, I don't know if they're the same species, but they're definitely similar, and. Yeah, I'm excited to see that. I don't know who's voice acting him, so I don't know how dumb it's gonna sound or how weird it's gonna look. And I just super duper hope that they bring Sabine in Mandalorian season 3, who's a Rebels character, and I hope they bring Ezra back if they're bringing Admiral Thrawn back.
Are they gonna bring baby Aladdin? Okay, good.
Yeah, and then I hope they kill him because he doesn't affect anything.
Ezra's getting on my nerves, so if they kill him, I'm going to be happy. I don't like Ezra.
I don't care for him that much.
I find him annoying.
It makes me cringe a little bit, but he matured at the end of the season.
I mean, every Jedi that we somehow learned that survived the Order 66, because at first it was Yoda and Obi-Wan. That's it.
Yeah, that
The
was
more
great.
we go, the more we learn of more that. So we had his master. What's the name of his master?
Kanan?
Kanan survived out of nowhere, so he's never mentioned, but he survived. Ahsoka survived, but she's never mentioned. She survived.
But you
Uh,
seen how she did it though? It answered so many things.
I mean, how many? Every time we hear of a new Jedi that survived, it just breaks
wasn't a
everything from
Jedi,
the
though.
original movie. Yeah, this blah 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 blah. No. This is
No,
bullshit.
seriously. I think
Did
you
you
need to
play?
go watch the Clone Wars because she was not a Jedi. I will stand by this. This I feel
Well,
strongly about. It was perfect how they played Ahsoka and what she did at Order 66. It told us where Captain Rex was and why he wasn't marching in the movie with Anakin, and it showed us where all the important clones out of Anakin's legion were, and then it showed us what Darth Maul did and where he was, and because if you brought him back from the dead, where was he during Order 66? Oh, he's with Ahsoka somehow. And if you go watch that, just go watch the last season, like the last three episodes for that arc, and it's perfect.
The more Jedi that survive, you just said, what the fuck were you doing with Vader and the Emperor was wrecking shit around? So you play Jedi Fallen Order?
I have. Yep.
Okay, so the guy, what's his name? I forgot the name of the main character. Cal Kestis and his master, Siri, I think she's named.
I don't like her, and I don't like him that much.
Yeah, well, where were they during the movies? They were just watching Vader and the Emperor doing stuff. Where was Kanan at this time? He was watching.
No,
Where was Ahsoka? She was watching. They just let all of this happen, and every time there's something new, there's a new piece of meat. We learn of a new Jedi that survived every fucking time, and it's getting so old.
We gotta talk about this some other time, so I can recollect my thoughts because we differ so hard. I feel like all of these were answered great. Cal Kestis was with his master. You played it, right?
Yeah, I played it.
Yeah,
I was expecting him to die at the end because that would have been the good answer, to get wrecked by Vader. At least it feels the story.
Yeah, I don't know why they let him survive. I hope they don't do anything with this character, and they just leave it to a comic book to finish him off.
Every one of these that keeps surviving. Some people says, well, I don't think it's gonna happen, but apparently there's a big chunk of people that says Mace Windu survived. Why was he not doing anything?
No, he wasn't. No, he didn't. There's no way. If they bring him back, I'm done for good. If they bring him back, I'm done for good because there's no way someone could have survived that shit. Same thing with Emperor Palpatine. But good thing I could blame that on the sequels. But if they do like a series about Mace Windu, I'm done. If they bring him back in Obi-Wan, I'm done.
How many Jedi are we gonna find out survived in the Obi-Wan series? That's my concern.
Yeah, I'm afraid of it because I don't know what they're gonna do. I don't know. He can't leave Tatooine, so it's just gonna be a Tatooine show. Like he's
not again, fucking Tatooine. Yeah. No,
I'm afraid of this show. It's gonna be terrible because he literally can't leave Tatooine. He's there to look after Luke for the next 50 years, and that's what he does. And I'm like, he can't meet Luke for the first time. He can't do anything. He's literally just a hermit. He stops being a Jedi.
Okay, I don't want to spoil it for you, so I'm going to ask before we go. I've watched an interview with Ewan McGregor, and he talked a bit about it. So do you want me to tell something I heard? Maybe you heard it too, or you prefer going blind?
Go for it, because I feel I have really low expectations. I need something to hype me up.
Do you want to hear it?
Yeah.
Okay, so he says there's going to be another fight between him and Vader.
Oh, I think I saw like some promo for that. Yeah. That's stupid.
Which we know will end in a stalemate because none of them can die because they're gonna see each other later.
Right. It might give us like some more, because I know Hayden Christensen's in that. Like it says Darth Vader. That's why I knew he was coming back. It's gonna be like you didn't watch Rebels. It's hard for me to compare, but there was this scene where Darth Vader fought Ahsoka as well.
I've watched that. Yeah, I've seen it.
Great scene. Seriously.
Well, it kind of ends, and then a few seasons later, we see the end of that scene, right? When there's a fucking time travel shenanigan going on.
I liked it.
Time travel is always...
I don't mind it. I don't mind it. Seriously. But,
I know, it's a... Like with the... Maz Kanata said, it's a story for another time.
Yep. So, even all that stuff, sorry for another time. I'm really excited for the Obi-Wan thing because we're going to have a lot to complain about, I feel.
So I think we're going to do a show about our predictions and our hope and fears about the Obi-Wan show like the week before it starts up. What do you think about that?
Yeah, that sounds good.
predictions, and so we can write down and say who was right and laugh at
We
the
can even
face
do
of
a
who was
game.
wrong.
We can even do a game for it.
Good.
We can have like a tally thing, and then just see who's got the most predictions correct.
And then they have to buy 10 subscribers for the loser.
Yeah.
By the way, I love this comment. It says, Fudd here says, dude, I don't really care about Star Wars, but you guys enjoying it and enjoying talk about it. It's great to listen to. Thanks, man.
Yeah.
I hope it appears.
Yeah, that's nice. It is fun to talk about, even if you don't know what we're talking about. We sometimes go back and forth. So, it was good. It was a good talk.
It was fun. Moose, thanks so much. By the way, everyone, I'm going to put the link in chat once again. Please go and see Mr. Moose on his channel right there. I've put the link here if you want to go follow him, subscribe to him even. Moose is awesome. He does our IRL stream. He plays game, he plays the forest, and he's also a freestyle artist, which sometimes do some music on stream, which is awesome. On my end, I'm going to be live tomorrow for the show, guys. You know it by now. It's called the Pot Pie Spall Debate. Moose has been there a few times. Fudd has been there a few times. At least 2, right? Been there at least twice.
I've been there twice. Was gonna do thrice, but things got messed up in my life.
Well,
ooh, bars.
Tomorrow we're going to talk about the infamous gondola map that people seems to love to hate. So we're going to talk about if this map is unbalanced and a problematic map for the game. This is going to be awesome. So please make sure to tune in at on my channel at 10 p.m. EST. And Moose, anything you want to say to my audience right there? What are you going to do next?
Just anyone on Asparagus Daiquiri side that has never seen my face before, even though I've been on his channel quite frequently or in his chat. I am not a French Canadian streamer. I am just American. And if that's disappointing to you, trust me, I am not like the others. So I stream. Daiquiri has the links. I'd appreciate the follow. I have a small community, but we're slowly growing, and I like everyone in my community. So come join the like. And we're also, oh shoot, we're doing a thing in my Discord where we're voting for stuff, but that's besides the point. I'm on a tangent now, so I'm gonna shut up before I get too deep into it. But anyways, yeah, check me out if you want.